In the quaint town of Rosewood, where cobblestone streets wound through endless fields of flowers, lived a man named Ethan. Ethan was a gentle soul, known for his unwavering dedication to the town's only library. He found solace among the ancient books and whispered secrets hidden within their pages. Despite his contentment, Ethan often felt a void, an unfulfilled longing for a connection he couldn't quite define. One autumn evening, while Ethan was engrossed in organizing a new shipment of books, the bell above the library door chimed. He looked up to see a woman standing in the doorway, her silhouette framed by the golden light of the setting sun. She had an air of elegance, with auburn hair cascading over her shoulders and eyes that sparkled like emeralds. Her name was Clara. Clara had recently moved to Rosewood to escape the chaotic pace of city life. She was a writer, seeking inspiration in the tranquil beauty of the countryside. Intrigued by the library's charm, she decided to explore it. As she wandered through the aisles, her fingers tracing the spines of books, she felt a sense of peace she hadn't experienced in years. Ethan, unable to take his eyes off Clara, mustered the courage to approach her. "Can I help you find something?" he asked, his voice steady but his heart racing. Clara smiled warmly. "Actually, I was just looking for some inspiration. Do you have any recommendations?" Ethan's eyes lit up. "I have just the thing," he said, leading her to a secluded corner of the library where the oldest books were kept. He handed her a worn leather-bound book. "This is one of my favorites. It's a collection of love letters from the early 1900s. Clara took the book, their fingers briefly touching. "Thank you, Ethan. I'm Clara, by the way." "It's a pleasure to meet you, Clara," he replied, feeling a strange but wonderful connection forming. Over the next few weeks, Clara became a regular visitor to the library. She and Ethan spent countless hours discussing literature, sharing stories, and discovering a profound kinship. They would sit in the library's garden, surrounded by blooming roses, and talk until the stars appeared in the night sky. As autumn gave way to winter, their bond deepened. Ethan found himself falling in love with Clara's wit, her passion for writing, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about her dreams. Clara, too, felt her heart warming to Ethan's kindness, his gentle spirit, and the way he made her feel truly seen. One snowy evening, as they walked through the town square adorned with twinkling lights, Ethan stopped and took Clara's hand. "Clara, there's something I need to tell you," he began, his breath visible in the cold air. "I've fallen in love with you. You've brought a light into my life that I never knew I was missing." Clara's eyes filled with tears, and she smiled softly. "Ethan, I feel the same way. I've never felt such a deep connection with anyone before." They shared a tender kiss under the falling snow, their hearts beating in unison. It was a moment of pure joy, a promise of a beautiful future together. However, life has a way of testing the strongest of loves. As winter turned to spring, Clara began to feel unwell. What started as occasional dizziness and fatigue soon escalated to frequent bouts of pain and weakness. Concerned, Ethan insisted she see a doctor. The diagnosis was devastating. Clara had a rare and aggressive form of cancer. The doctors gave her only a few months to live. Clara was shattered, not for herself but for Ethan. She couldn't bear the thought of leaving him behind. When she told Ethan, his world crumbled. He couldn't imagine a life without Clara. But instead of succumbing to despair, he vowed to make every remaining moment they had together count. Ethan took a leave of absence from the library to care for Clara. They spent their days visiting their favorite places in Rosewood, reading poetry under the shade of the ancient oak tree in the park, and sharing whispered dreams of what could have been. Every sunset, every shared laugh, every touch became infinitely precious. Despite her declining health, Clara continued to write. She poured her love for Ethan into her words, crafting a beautiful story of their time together. It was her gift to him, a way to immortalize their love. As the days passed, Clara grew weaker. One evening, as the sun set over the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over their little garden, Clara took Ethan's hand. "Promise me something," she whispered. "Anything," Ethan replied, tears streaming down his face. "Promise me you'll keep living even after I'm gone. Don't let my absence consume you. Find happiness for both of us." Ethan nodded, his heart breaking. "I promise, Clara. I'll carry you with me in everything I do." Clara smiled, a single tear slipping down her cheek. "I love you, Ethan. I love you too, Clara. Forever." That night, Clara passed away peacefully in her sleep, cradled in Ethan's arms. The town of Rosewood mourned the loss of a beautiful soul, but no one felt the pain as deeply as Ethan. In the days that followed, Ethan was a shell of his former self. He kept his promise to Clara, though. He returned to the library, finding solace among the books they had once shared. He read Clara's manuscript, tears falling on the pages as he relived their love story through her words. Years passed, and Ethan continued to honor Clara's memory. He created a special section in the library dedicated to her, filled with her favorite books and the manuscript of her final story. It became a place of inspiration for others, a testament to the enduring power of love. Ethan never stopped loving Clara. He found a bittersweet comfort in the memories they had created. On warm summer evenings, he would sit in the garden, gazing at the stars and feeling Clara's presence beside him. Their love story, though filled with heartache, was also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It showed that even in the face of profound loss, love could continue to shine, guiding those left behind toward a future filled with hope and cherished memories. Ethan's life was forever changed by Clara, but he found the strength to keep living, to keep loving, and to keep her spirit alive in everything he did. In the end, it was not the length of their time together that mattered, but the depth of their connection and the impact their love had on their hearts and souls. In Rosewood, the story of Ethan and Clara became a legend, a beacon of hope and a reminder that true love never dies. It lives on in the hearts of those who cherish it, an eternal flame that even the darkest of nights cannot extinguish. And so, under the same stars that witnessed their first kiss and their final goodbye, Ethan lived on, carrying Clara's love with him, finding joy in the simple beauty of life, and knowing that their souls would one day be reunited. Their love was an eclipse, brief, beautiful, and unforgettable, casting a shadow of sorrow but also illuminating the brilliance of their shared moments.